Hello fellow Sudokans, welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku Puzzle. It's Monday the 8th of April 2024. I hope you are feeling well. It's a bank holiday here in Thailand, so no... oh yeah, I do have to work, I've forgotten. Bank holidays don't apply to me. I do have to do some work later, although not too much. Some things. I will get on with that later, and of course I have to take my cat to the hospital for his daily visit, and today they're going to try something new, some extra injections and stuff like that as well, so let's hope that's successful. What's going on in the wide... Oh, welcome to this channel. This is our Sudoku channel, but you may be wondering why I'm chatting and not playing Sudoku. That's because this is not a pure Sudoku channel. This channel is for me to chat about anything that's on my mind. And that means in the personal sphere or in the wider world. What's on my mind at the moment is sympathy and empathy for Russians who have been evacuated after floods. Up to 4,000 people have been evacuated from their homes after after a river overflowed and burst its banks, and 4,000 people have had to be evacuated. It's very important to make a distinction between the Russian people, population in general, and the Russian government, who don't necessarily represent the people. On this channel I'm very pro-Ukraine and anti-Putin. But that doesn't mean that I don't understand the plight of the Russians who are in a situation who are bombarded by propaganda daily, so they don't really understand what's going on. They are a depoliticized country. If you watch one of the channels that I recommend watching is Vlad Vexler. You can find a link on my front page here on this channel, and he will explain and understands much more about Russia than I do, but how the country has really been depoliticized over the years, meaning not really allowed to take part in politics, and fearing being a part of the political system as well. And so, it's not the ordinary Russian people who really we need to blame or take offense at. It's really Putin and his henchmen and in the military who are the people who we are against. Okay, shall we get on with the game of Sudoku? Now, it's a Monday, it's a beginner level game. That means I have to explain the rules first of all. So we have a large grid here of 9 squares by 9 squares, 9 across by 9 down. Every row has 9 squares, every column has 9 squares, but wait, there's more. We also have these small blocks that you can see of 3 by 3, which contain 9 squares. There's one there, there's another one over here, look. 9 squares. Now you can see that obviously there are numbers placed on the grid, and the whole purpose of the game is to fill in the empty squares with numbers. The lowest number is 1, the highest number is 9, and we use logic to go about this. So exactly how do we use logic to go about this? Well, okay, let's see this. So because there are only 9 squares in each column and each row and each block, we can say that the 9 is already in this column, so we don't need another 9. In fact, we cannot place another 9 in this column. So we can say that this square, and this square can't be 9 because of this 9 down here. Now we've also got a 9 in this row, and so no other square in this row can be 9. And we have digits in the other squares in this block here, and we have just one available square for us, and we know that the 9 must fit there. If you see only one possible location for a number to fit, a digit to fit, that's where it goes. For example, we have a 5 blocking down here, and there's only one empty square in this block now. These 3 squares can't be 5. This must be 5, and that's it. Now we'll take that 5 and say 5 blocks across here and 5 blocks across here. When I say blocks, I means forbidding 5s from appearing in any of these 3 squares, and that means there's just one empty square here in this block. We know that the 5 goes there. Getting the hang of it? Good. So let's see. Now we've got 5 blocking down here, and 5 blocking down here, and 5 across there. So again, just one empty square where you can place our 5. It must go there. I'm hearing strange sounds from outside. I don't know what people are shouting about, but anyway. Right, what's next? We have... no, we don't. We have 8 blocking down here, so that's going to put an 8 into that square. Now we have the 8 blocking across here and across here like this. That's the position for our 8. We can see what numbers are missing here. So we've got 1, 2, we don't have 3, we've got 4, 5, 6, we don't have 7, we've got 8 and 9. So that means the missing numbers in these 2 squares are 3 and 7. So when we look around the board, we say, aha, there's a 7 up here that's going to block down here. So we know that this can't be 7. So in this row, this is the only location that can be a 7 now. And now there's only 1 empty square, and only a 3 is missing from the 1 to 9 series. So that's where the 3 goes. Now we'll take that 3 and say 3 blocking up here, 3 blocking up here, and 3 across there. If this is too fast for you, because I'm not exactly pausing for breath today, if it's too fast, please just review the video and watch it again. I promise you it will become clear. And if you're wondering how I'm finding digits quite quickly, I'm not really. It's just everyone can who's played the game a few times. It just gets a bit easier. We have 1 blocking down here and across there. That's going to give us a 1 there. We have 1 blocking down here, and across there. That's going to give us the 1 there. And then we'll take that 1 blocks across here, 1 blocks across here. That gives us a 1 there. And we go 1 blocking up here, and across there. There's our 1, and then we take that 1 across here and across here like this. And we get our final digit 1. When I say final digit 1, I mean every block now has a digit 1. Every row, every column has a digit 1. So there are no more to find. Okay, so at a certain point in the game there just aren't any more of a digit to get. We have 7 blocking across here. That's going to give us 7 in this square. And now there's just 1 empty square here. So we got 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We don't have 3. That must be our 3. We'll take that 3 blocking across here. We don't have a 3 in this block yet. That means that must be a 3. And now there's only 1 empty square, and we need a 2 to finish this block here. Let's put the 2 in. Now there's 1 empty square for this row. We don't yet have a 4. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We don't have 4, so put the 4 there. The missing numbers here now are 6 and 9, but we don't know which is which. We don't have any information. We don't have enough information, just yet to say which is which. So we have to leave that and look somewhere else. So that's really, the game is about looking, searching for the next digit. Let's look down here. There are 3 empty squares. So let's see what we need. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 9. So we don't have 6, 7, and 8. So these 3 empty squares contain 6, 7, and 8. In these 3 empty squares, 6, 7, and 8. Now I've noticed, and I hope you've noticed, although you may not have yet, that the 7 blocks this square and this square like this. So neither of these squares can be 7, so that must be 7. And now we'll be left with our 6 and 8 here. And can we find out which is which? Again, when we look up here, try to find something intersecting, the answer is no, we can't. So we just have to leave that. And we'll come back to that later. Okay, so now I want to show you a bit of logic. I'm gonna find this digit here, and I'm gonna use some logic to do it. Now this is a bit more involved than what we just did. So right here we've got 6 and 8 in those 2 squares. Now this could be 6 and this could be 8, or this could be 6 and this could be 8. But either way, we know that 6 and 8 must appear in those squares, right? So can 6 or 8 appear in these 3 squares? No, absolutely not, because there are only 2 possibilities. Like I said, if this is 6, that's 8. If this is 6, that's 8. But we know we need 6 and 8 in this row. So, can 6 appear in this square? No. Can 4 appear in this square? No. But if you notice, we don't yet have 6 and 4 in this column. And that means that this square can't be 6 and it can't be 4. So that means 6 and 4 are up there. So now we know 6 and 4 are in these two squares. We can find the last number to get down here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 somewhere there, 5, 6 somewhere there, and there's no 7. We've got 8 and 9, so we know that that is in fact a 7. Did you see how we use logic to find that answer? Okay, good. Now we know that this is 6 and 8. We can work out what goes in these two squares because there are only 2 left. So we know that these have to be 2 and 9. Now again, we can't find the answer up there, but we do know that these squares must contain 2 or 9. So we'll come back to that later. Where are we? Where are we? Okay, I'm not noticing anything much now. I'm going to start clicking on some digits. There we are. So we've got 2 blocking up here like this and 2 blocking up here like this. And that will give us a 2 in that square. What do we know about the 3s? Well, not quite enough. What do we know about the 4s? Okay, we can see 4 blocking this square and 4 blocking this square. So neither of these squares can be 4. We don't have a 4 in this row yet. So the 4 must go in that location there. The missing numbers here now are 2 and 5. Now this time we do have an intersecting 5, so that can't be 5. That's going to be 5, and that's going to be 2. Now 2 blocks down here and 2 blocks across there. There's the 2. And 9 blocks across here, that gives us the 9 there. I did tell you that 2 and 9 were in those 2 squares, but you may have forgotten that. Okay, now our 9 blocks up here, that gives us the 9 here. And the missing digit to find here is, I've forgotten myself, 6. 6 blocks down here, that gives us the 6 there. And the missing number here is 8. And now we have 8 blocking up there, so that gives us 8 in that square. Or you could have just found the missing digit from this column. Like that. Okay. Alright, now we're going quite well, I think. So I'm just casting my eye around looking for something that I might be able to do. Oh, there's one empty square in this column here and it needs a 4. So let's put the 4 there, shall we? We have 5 blocking across here and 5 up here and up here. That gives us 5 in that square, and that's the final digit 5. There are no more 5s to be found. Seven blocking across here and up here. There's a 7. 7 down here, and across there means that that's a 7. 3 blocks this square here, or this 3 blocks this square here, both of them. We don't have 3 in this column, there's only one empty square left, then 3 must go there, and this must be a 2. Now we have 2 blocking down here and 2 across there, which will give us 2 in that square. So we've done a lot of the grid already, not too many more things to be done. We have, let's see what's missing from here. We're looking for 6, 7, 8. So we got the 8 blocking down here. There's the 8. It wasn't 6, 7, 8. Sorry, I made a mistake there, but it doesn't matter. 6 and 9 actually should have been 9 blocks across there. There's the 9. If you're new to the channel, you'll notice I do make mistakes. If anybody plays Sudoku and doesn't make a mistake, I'd be most amazed at their superhuman powers. So don't worry about making mistakes. If you make a mistake and you let it go too far, then I think you have to start again. But if you make a mistake and you realize immediately, you can usually just go back one step and undo it. This is an 8. That's what we need for this block here. 8 blocks up here and across there. So that means that's an 8. One number to get in this column here, which is 9, I think. Okay, we have the 9 blocking across here, and that gives us 9 in that square, and the missing digit to fill in here is a 6. 6 blocks this square, there's our 6. The last number in this block, or this column, is 4. You'll find it's the same, or it has to be the same number, of course. 4 blocks across here, there's our 4, and there's only one number for the row, the column, the block, and the grid, and that's the digit 3, so when we put that in, we're all finished. There are plenty of other easy games for you to check out and practice on this channel. I'll leave up a list for you to click on. Bye bye.